Welcome to the Bodybuilding Banter podcast, your number one source of all things bodybuilding. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on future episodes. Now, here's your host, Leroy Rollins.
All right, people, welcome to the Bodybuilding Banter podcast. I am here with a very special guest, one of Canada's newest IFBB pros, classic physique, Tyler Johnson. Happy to have you on, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Sweet. All right, dude. Introduce yourself to the people that might not know you, and we'll kind of get into how you came to be an IFBB pro.
All right, well, Tyler Johnson. I started competing back in 2013 in men's physique.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was where my body was at the time, and
yeah.
You know, I was a bit smaller, and it just actually came out. I think it was in its second year, so like there was literally, I think, just one guy turned pro, Chris Grunlin or something. He had just turned pro, and like at my first show, there were two classes, short and tall.
Yeah.
Like there were 11 guys total in the entire show.
They split it in half.
Yeah, it was small, man, when I started, and then I worked my way up there. Did provincials, got second. I won my first show. Did provincials, got second.
Yep.
Did nationals, got fourth. Did the Arnold's, got my ass handed to me. Did nationals again, got my ass handed to me again.
Yep.
And that was my fifth show. I think I had started to outgrow it a little bit. And physique and my look didn't really fit that criteria anymore.
Yeah, so I just quickly before we go on, what do you think? Because I think that's probably surprising for people that you're an IFBB pro, but really didn't do that well at the beginning, right? So do you think it was a structure thing for men's physique, just didn't fit you?
Yeah, I think if I had maybe tailored my training towards men's physique, I could have done a little bit better.
Sure.
But I never really started competing for any other reason other than like I just love to train.
Yep. And
I love to compete. Like I love competing in general, like not just bodybuilding, but in general, I love competition. I love to win.
Sure.
And I had never really, and I still, believe this. Like I still am like this, so I don't really like train to fit a certain look. Of course now, I bring up certain body parts to like, fit what I need to do, but like. I don't train. I'm not going to be like, well, I'm not going to put on any more thighs because I'm in classic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't train. Like, I train because I want to get better. So, like, if I can't get better, like, that was where I was with men's physique. Like, I was like, I can't keep growing. Like, I am growing, and like, well, okay, so I have to now stop growing.
Yeah.
Fit this criteria, and at the end of the day, that's not really why I started this. I only just competed because I was training all the time, and I was like, well. I was playing other sports, when I was younger, like growing up, and I was still playing, but I wasn't going anywhere with those sports. So I was like, well, now what? Yeah,
literally, man, that sounds so familiar to how I got into it. It was almost like I need something to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like you get out of, high school, college sports, and you're like, I like to train, and I don't know, this seems to coincide with that pretty good. So we'll have a crack at it and see what happens. And then, the rest is history, right? But yeah, like you just do it for the sake of something to kind of keep you occupied and give you a little bit more purpose in the gym.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like, here's the thing: you're training every single day, and you're eating because you're training every single day.
Yep.
You're eating X amount of calories every day, specifically like every 2 or 3 hours, whatever it is.
Sure.
But you're eating to fuel your body specifically for bodybuilding.
Yep.
So, well, like, why would you not compete?
Yeah.
Like my mom was the one who told me to do my first show. She's like,
that's cool.
She's like, you're spending all this money and time on the gym. Like, why don't you go do something with it? Like,
try to get something out of it.
Yeah, like it seems like a waste of like time and money. It's not really, but if you can go do something with it, like go do it.
Yeah, and like you said at the beginning, like kind of fuel that competitive edge, right? Like that's part of it for me too. Like. The enjoyment of competing is to get up there and kind of battle it out a little bit, right?
Yeah, no, I love the win, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
you mentioned at the beginning something along the lines of like tailoring your training, and maybe you could have for men's physique. Do you think like newer and younger competitors might try to be too specific too early, and that might hurt them?
Yeah, because yeah, I would say that 100% because I feel like a lot of people honestly they don't love to train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Man, we're gonna have a good chat here. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, like they don't love to train. They sort of just, maybe they've worked out already, and but again, like they've exhausted all the resources, and they're just sort of like, well, here's a way for me to get a lot of clout and a lot of fame and a lot of whatever. And you do see guys like Chris Bumstead who still make a great living, Regan Grimes, and they're young and they make a pretty good living off of bodybuilding, but they're two people out of 2 million.
Yeah, 100%. I think people forget that.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are, if they want to do men's physique, it's the easier category. We're not going to see a lot of guys with bigger legs. We're going to see a lot of guys with big arms and big chests.
Yeah.
And
beach muscles.
Yeah, and that's that's what the category is. But I mean, like, there has to be a time when you grow out of it. I would think.
Do you find that with bikini as well, that it's very much driven by the thought of, like you said, the clout and the fame and like all my friends looking at me, I look so good. Do you think that's driven by it a lot?
Yeah, like I don't want to take away from a lot of the bikini competitors because you do still need a lot of muscle. You do still need to diet. You do still need to work hard.
Oh yeah. The work part of it for sure. Like I mean. For a lot of girls, how low they have to get on calories and how much cardio they're going to have to do, like, that's not easy. I don't care who you are.
I can't. Like, I don't even go that high in cardio. I don't even go that low in calories. Like, I don't, like, it's all relative, of course, but
sure.
Honestly, if my coach told me to do 3 hours cardio, I probably wouldn't do the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just think, no, like, I'll take a different show. Like, I'm not doing 3 hours cardio.
Just quickly, have you, like, worked with a girl and, like, when you've had to, like, update them, have you been like, man, like, I feel bad that I have to send this to her?
All the time.
Yeah,
all
100%,
time,
man. Like this is my first year, like, coaching, and, like, bikini girls especially have been a lot of who I'm working with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know what I have to go through, and, like, that's nothing to what these girls have to do. And, like, kudos to them, man. Like, mad respect for what a lot of them have to go through, because it's not easy.
No, I even tell them as I'm sending it sometimes. I'm like, honestly, like, sorry, but you have to do it. Like,
yeah, don't hate me.
Yeah, like you have to be at a certain point, and this is what's going to get you there. And it is what it is. Some girls can get away with low cardio. They can do like maybe an hour of cardio a day max. Like, obviously everyone's different, but fuck yeah, if I'm like
same with food, right? Like some girls can be like coasting into the show like quite high calories, whereas some girls are like, they're still diving into peak week. Like, what it is, right?
Yeah, no carbs, like very, very low. It's basically just protein and veggies, white protein and veggies for some of them for the last 2 weeks or however long. But I wouldn't want to do it, man.
What are your thoughts on people saying that, like, that's not good and that's not how it should be done and all this kind of stuff? Like, I think just from what I've seen online with people, that the thought towards going that low or going that high on cardio or whatever, like, it's not good. You shouldn't do that. And, like, I don't know, my opinion is no one ever said this was not extreme and this was not challenging. Like, regardless of it's bikini, men's physique, bodybuilding, you're still trying to do above a normal, like, physical task, right?
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, the problem is fitness is supposed to be looked at as healthy, which it is. But competing isn't necessarily, it's not just fitness. Like, it's a sport.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it is like, probably like you, like I come from a background of real sport. Like, bro, go play football, practicing for 3 hours a day.
And tell me you don't feel like shit.
Like, tell me that's healthy.
Yeah.
You're taking blows to the head.
Yeah.
For 3 hours a day, every single day, and then you go play a game.
Yeah, like my big thing in high school was wrestling, and, like, you try throwing each other on your head basically for 2 hours, 4 nights a week in practice and stuff. Like, no, you're not. The last thing on my mind when I'm, like, in that kind of atmosphere is, like, this is good for me.
Oh wow, like this is really gonna make me so healthy. It's like, man, like hockey, like, you know, and look at them, like 82 game season, they travel fucking every night, bro. Like they're on a plane every night. Like they're not sleeping very well, they're not eating very well. Like, and then they take the abuse from the game. Like that's not healthy. So like for people, it's because of fitness. Like fitness is supposed to be healthy, working out is healthy, eating well is healthy. It's like, yeah, but we're not eating well. Like we're not eating well. Like, yeah, we're eating like healthy foods, but it's like,
it's so strict, right?
It's not healthy. Like I don't really care what you say. Like, so I mean, you know, for people who complain about it, it's like, well, you don't have to do it.
No, I mean, this isn't for you, right? 100%. No, that's I agree for sure. Okay, so back to your journey. So men's physique, you're like, all right, maybe this isn't for me. Then what? What are we, 2014, 2015 now?
I think we're in 20. I finished Nationals 2015. That was my 5th show.
Okay.
So I took the time off because I'm like, that was like July. I'm like, well, fuck, like, okay, that's shut it down for the year.
Sure.
And then I had started. Funny enough, I actually started prepping for the Arnold's, I believe, 2016.
Okay.
And it was like January around that time. I was like 3 weeks into dieting, and I messaged my coach, and I was at Amber, and I was like, hey, like, I was like, bro, be honest with me because I don't want to waste my time. Do you think I can win this show? And he was like, no, I don't think you're going to win.
This was the Arnold's we're talking about?
This was the Arnold's for the second time I would have done it.
Okay.
Like, they have a specific look that they want because it's mostly like European judges.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have a specific look. It's the slimmer, not as dry, like the beach body look. Like that's what the category was.
Like a Steve Cook-esque?
Yeah, like a bit softer,
sure.
You know, round muscles but not big, like
and not like disgustingly peeled.
Yeah, which is why I got knocked down the first year I did it because I was
too
the lead guy in my lineup.
Shit.
And he just told me straight up. He's like, "You're not going to win." So I was like, "Okay, well, I don't want to do it then. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting your time. I'm not wasting my money."
Sure.
Shut it down, and then he's like, "Do you have legs?" I was like, "Not really." Like they're already
honest.
They're not great, but you know, I don't know. And he's like, "Well, why don't we do classic?" And I said, "Fuck it, okay, you know, let's try it." And we did the Stratford show 2016. That was in April, I believe. I won the overall there, but there was like 5 guys total. Like,
because that would have been when it just started, right?
Yeah, it was the first year. It was actually the second show.
Okay. Yeah, so very new.
Won the Markham show like 3 weeks prior. And funny enough, I had actually started prep for the FUADs that year.
Sure.
And Emmer seen me 4 weeks out of Stratford. It was like 4 weeks into dieting. And he's like, honestly, why don't you just go to Stratford? Like, you're lean enough. So
yeah, let's do it.
I was like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. So that show in 4 weeks. Won the overall again. There were like 4 guys there, 5 guys. And then we did provincials where I got 3rd. And that one actually hurt. Like, that was probably one of my worst losses.
That stung a bit?
That one hurt. Like, you know, of course, 3rd is good and you know, whatever, it's provincials. But I had, like, such high expectations for myself after, you know, it was my 7th show. I was like, fuck, like, I've only won 2 shows. Like, you know, I should be able to win a provincial level show.
Yeah, I got you.
And I didn't get 2nd.
You're like, fuck.
Like, literally, the guy who won my class won the overall. Cool, George Flores. You know, if I get 2nd to that, I'm not heartbroken.
Yep.
I didn't get 2nd. I got 3rd. So I was like, wow, like fuck.
Put a little chip on your shoulder.
I was pissed. I took 2017 off because of that. I didn't complete that the rest of the year. I could have went to nationals. I could have did nationals 2017. I was qualified.
What did before you go on? What did Amber say when you got 3rd?
He wasn't happy. Like he didn't console me. He didn't like whatever.
He didn't give you one of these.
No. We both knew. Like I fucked up. I fucked around that prep. I didn't like cheat or anything like that, but I just wasn't zoned in. I wasn't. It was a bad prep. It was actually really, really rough prep. Like that was my hardest prep I think to date.
Now hard in intensity of prep or other shit.
I wouldn't even say like outside factors. Outside factors, it was pretty smooth. just, I don't know, man. Like, after the Stratford show, you know, I don't know if you've ever done back-to-back shows, but it was an 8-week gap between the two shows.
Oh, yeah, that hurts. I did 2, no, mine was just 1 week. And even after that first show, you're just kind of mentally, like, coming down, and then you're like, fuck, I got to keep going. Yeah, that was just 1 week, so you had 8. That's intense.
8 weeks, man, and I'd been in shape. Like, it's not like I wasn't in shape. I was probably one of my better conditions at Stratford. And yeah, I was just like, fuck. I actually told him a week later, I'm like, bro, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I quit for 2 days, and then I was like, oh, fuck it, like, let's just go. I got some food in me, but that was my problem, was the mentality of like, oh, fuck it, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Right? So, no, that one hurt a lot. I took all of 2017 off. Amber tried to get me to do nationals 2017. I told him no.
Yeah, not
I'm not definitively gonna win. Like, I know for a fact. Like, maybe I could win.
Yeah.
If everyone else shit, but I'm not gonna go into the show knowing. I'm not going into the show knowing I'm gonna win, so I'm not gonna do it. So I took 2017 off, and then made my 2018 debut at the Toronto Pro Super Show or whatever. The first year they had the CPA, I believe.
Okay.
And I took first in my class, which was, you know, a great feeling, like, coming back after fucking third place in provincials. And this was an international show.
Yep. And
then I didn't win the overall. Some guy from the state actually won the overall. And then I did the national show again. Very bad prep, like, just a shit prep. Like, everything sucked. Like, personal life.
Yeah. Which is hard, right? Like, people that don't or haven't prepped or are doing their first prep, like, when something goes wrong outside of prep, man, that's a tough one to keep going.
Everything went wrong. Like, I was middle of school, like, it was during midterm week.
Fuck.
Like, just everything, bro. And I actually left Hammer Fitness at the time, or like, I was in the transition of leaving Hammer Fitness as a coach.
Right.
And starting my own business.
Yeah.
So, like, that was literally through my prep. Yeah, it was fun. Like, it was through my prep. I was an idiot for doing that, like, during my prep, but
You learn. Yeah,
I was whatever. What else am I going to do? And then showed up on stage, which to me was an embarrassing thing. Whatever. It was good enough for a second.
Yeah.
But I look back and I'm like, man, they gifted me that second place. Like,
right.
Like, I don't know. My class wasn't that strong. Like, the top 3 were really good. Franklin got 3rd. He was really good. Sure. And Joe Alvarez, who ended up winning the overall, was also really good. And I got lucky enough to even get second place. But that pissed me off, too. So I actually took the entire year off. Waited until national this year. Like, I was actually going to do Toronto Pro.
This past year, 2019?
Yeah, 2019, I was going to do Toronto Pro. I had started like a mini prep for it, and again, I was in the middle of school. I was just like in my final like months of school. I was to graduate. Yeah. And I was like, honestly, the mentality I had going into that prep was, let's just see how my body responds to dieting. Yep. And then I'll go from there.
Sure.
And 4 weeks in, I said, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're not winning this show 100%. Because of that mentality. Like, I was like, you're a bum. Like, literally, like, I was so pissed at myself. I'm just like, okay, I'm shutting it down. I'm going to use these extra 4 or 5 months to make sure I'm mentally ready to compete. I wasn't mentally ready at all. Yeah. And just mentally ready to win. Like, I had to know I was going to win. And,
you gotta be in it. Like, your head's gotta be in it, eh? Like, it's one of those things where if you're not feeling it, like, if you wake up every morning and you're like first thing out of your mind is like, man, I don't want to do my cardio, or like, man, like, I really don't want to eat this fucking oatmeal. Like, if that's your mindset, like, shut her down, because it's not gonna be fun and it's not gonna be successful.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, this prep was, I don't know, man, this prep was the smoothest prep I've ever had. This is my 10th show. I asked Amber the day of my show, like, we're in my hotel room. I'm like, bro, like, you have to be honest with me. Like, am I fat right now? Because I feel good. Like, I don't feel like I'm dying. I don't feel like I'm even competing. Yeah. The time flew by. Like, usually time flies for the first 4 or 5 weeks because, you know, like you're still eating a lot of food, still energized. And
Getting in the groove.
The last 3 or 4 weeks is like fucking 4 months. But this time it just flew right by. Like, I was concerned. I was legitimately concerned throughout my prep because I didn't know why it felt so good. I didn't know why it was so smooth. I didn't know why I didn't dread cardio. I didn't know why I didn't dread training.
Yep.
I was doing free weights up until like maybe 6 days out, and that's only because I actually got bicep tendonitis 9 days out, benching 3 plates.
Wow.
And at that point, I was like, fuck, I should probably shut it down and maybe just do like machine work now.
Yeah, err on the side of caution, right?
Yeah.
That's for sure. So then, pro card went down.
Yeah.
I was there, so shit was like you could feel some shit in the air because your whole crew was sitting over here. Like, how was that? Like backstage, you know, classic physique C, start pumping up. Like, what's going through your head or whatever?
I knew my class. I knew I was going to win, and that's no disrespect to anybody at the show. I didn't even know who was going to compete. Actually, if I'm going to be completely honest, I didn't know anyone who was competing in that show.
Yep.
Everyone's like, "Oh, do you know like who you're up against?" I don't know. I actually had no clue who was. I was like, I don't know if anyone's doing the show.
And that's so key because people psych themselves out so much, and it seems to be like the more you mature as an athlete, like you kind of just don't think about it. But I find a lot of people are like so in tune with who's going to be there and what they're looking like that it can kind of like take you away from yourself.
Yeah, like I legitimately had no clue who was doing the show, whether people were in my class. Like, I had no concept of who was even on stage with me. I didn't know how many guys were in my class. I didn't know anything. But I don't know, man. Like, I remember 11 weeks out, I went to train with Amber for the first time in the prep. I think it was 11. I believe it was 11 weeks out, and I knew I was winning the show. Like, it was, I don't know, and you know, there were some really impressive guys there. You know, who I truly believe are going to turn pro in the next 2 years.
Yep.
But it wasn't their show. I knew 100% it was my show. I didn't pump up actually for my class.
That's crazy.
I didn't pump up. I think I did 2 sets of bicep curls and 2 sets of lateral raises with bands for the overall only. That was the only time I pumped up.
Yeah, you were on point.
Like, I wasn't even full, to be honest. I was actually pretty flat because, like, just making weight with flat and but I was pretty flat, and I just was like, well, if I pump up, I'm probably going to end up more flat in 15 minutes. And I feel like I'm the way I look right now is you know, good enough to win decisively.
That's sick, man. That was cool. It was cool to see. So afterwards, you know, what happened? Like, show's over, you're sitting there. Like, what's going through your head?
Like, after, like, am I still at the show or after?
It's that night, right? You say you've come down, right? Whether you're back in your hotel or whatever, and you're just alone with your thoughts. Like, what's running through your head?
Well, my first thought was my phone going fucking crazy.
Yeah, no doubt.
I didn't post anything. Like, I didn't even post anything. And my text meant, like, every Instagram was going fucking
ping.
I'm like, well, fuck. Like, I don't know how I'm going to answer all these.
Notifications off.
Yeah, literally. No, I walked backstage actually both times after my class win. I knew I was winning my class right after prejudging. Like, they were like 88 in the middle, and they didn't move me.
Yeah, that's when you know, eh?
Oh, yeah.
That's such a cool feeling. When I got the overall this time too, same thing.
Yeah.
They brought us out, and they're like, they moved me in the middle, and then everybody else was moving, and you're just like standing there, front relaxed, and you're like, this is a good feeling. Yeah. This is a damn good feeling.
Yeah, like that's exactly what happened. They said 88 in the middle, and then they moved everyone else like probably 10, 11, or 12 times. They just fucked.
And you're right here.
And I just stood there.
So cool.
I actually broke down getting off stage after the class, like in the backstage rooms. Like, they have those like rooms that you can kind of go chill in and pump up in or whatever. And I was fortunate that there was only like me and this other guy in my class who were back there at the time, but I broke down immediately. I was like, holy fuck, like, this might actually happen.
This is the
right?
day.
And I knew Terry, who won the C class. I was B class. I knew he was going to be someone I am going to at least compete with.
Is that Never Too Big on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So quickly, so I'm sitting there, right? So I didn't see I didn't see any of the prejudging, right? So I came for finals, and I think I must have left when his class came out.
Yeah.
Then when they brought you 3 out for the overall, I'm like, okay, you guys front relax. I'm like, okay, those two are contenders right there.
Yeah.
No one else. It's between those two. Front double, okay, comparable. Side chest, I think you edged him. Back double, gone.
Yeah.
That's where you took it, 100%. I leaned over to my fiance. I was like, he took it right there.
Yeah, I didn't. It's funny you say that because everyone else has been telling me that too. My back was my weakest, like by far weakest 1 year ago.
Man, well, congrats, because you changed that.
I can go find my messages. I can find my message with Amber and screenshot where I said, Terry is going to beat me from the back. I will beat him every other pose.
Yeah.
I thought, I don't know, but then I look at the video and I'm like, okay, it's not bad from the back, but everyone was like, as soon as you guys turned around, it was, you won.
Yep. No, there was a density there, right? That just took it. There was just that much more trap, lat, everything was just it was visually okay. That's the winning shot.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't know what my back looked like until I saw footage of it after the show, days later.
Yeah. No, he's gonna turn pro too, right? It's just a matter of time, which is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so then finals, you got it. That was
finals. I was fucking zoned in, man. I've never been like that in my life. I walked up, I didn't say anything. Gave my medal to Amber. I walked back. I started pumping up finally, and I actually stopped pumping up a couple minutes in because I was just like, "Well, I'm good." And I just stood there with my eyes closed, waiting until they called us back up. And fuck, man, that was crazy. I remember being up on stage and. Again, every pose was hit the way it needed to be hit. I was pretty lazy in pre-judging, I won't lie. My poses were I was just, going through the motions because I wasn't focused on pre-judging. I was focused on finals already.
Yeah.
I remember they moved us too. They actually switched. I'm like, fuck, really? I don't want to be. I don't even want to be compared. Don't compare me. Give me the win. I don't want to be compared to anybody. But they didn't even make us do quarter turns, so I knew it was a pretty definitive win for someone.
Right.
And I'm standing backstage. I think I was the only one who actually stayed at the stairs. When you go downstairs and then those little steps and then sort of the 3 of them sort of walked away.
Right.
And I just stood there because I'm I don't know, I'm assuming my number's gonna be called. But I was just waiting. I was like, fuck, man, just say 88. Just say 88, please.
And they drag it too, eh? I remember when I in Coburg, they're like, and your overall winner is in the CPA Classic Physique class or overall winner 2019.
Yeah.
Is you're like,
yeah, they dragged it.
Come on.
I just stood there blacked out. I literally blacked out that whole experience. People are like, "Oh, what did Ron say to you on stage?" I'm like, "I don't know."
You're I don't even know.
I don't even remember being up there. I don't even remember. I actually don't even remember posing on stage. To be honest, the only thing I remember is the only reason I even know what happened is because I have videos.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have no clue what happened. I do remember walking off stage. Again, I didn't even make it back. I didn't even make it to the backstage room. I broke down right as soon as I got off stage. I saw Amber, hugged him. Both crying, it was.
Did he smile?
Yeah, he.
I love that. That's such a hilarious joke, but that's just his demeanor, right?
Yeah, even in my hotel room, I hit. I think I hit my side chest, and that was probably the first time I've ever even seen him go holy shit.
Yeah.
And again, that's how I mean, I don't really give a fuck what he thinks of. He's not the judge, so it's not like I'm trying to get his approval, but I even knew okay, we brought something pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I broke down as soon as I got off stage. He broke down.
That's sweet, man.
And then I had to go do the pictures or whatever, like, I don't know, for the CPA. And then I texted my mom right away and made sure that she was right outside. Just made sure that her and my dad were the first two people that I sort of got to see when I walked out.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome, man. Before we get into a little Q&A, what's the game plan now?
I'm actually pretty confident that I'm going to do the Toronto Pro.
Sweet.
I was going to take more time off, but I don't really think I actually need that much more time off. The tentative game plan would be to do the Toronto Pro. Obviously, the plan is to win.
Yep.
If I would win, then I would actually probably shut it down until Niagara Pro, because I lived in Niagara. And people were trying to convince me to do,
November?
Yeah, November. So I would have from June to November, which is perfect.
Yep.
Perfect amount of time, and it was weird how it worked out. Like, this was the first Niagara Pro show, and it was literally 3 weeks or 4 weeks after I won my pro card. So, like, theoretically, I could have did the Niagara show as my pro debut, but I got like 4 weeks, man, to hold it and to try and mentally get ready for a whole new prep with only 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I just wanted to shut it down, sort of enjoy the win, and not really take a chance.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You can sit back and take it in.
Yeah, I mean, and then what? What am I going to do? Go compete 4 weeks and lose?
Yeah.
And then
and that high
just
goes right down.
Like, I'm still a loser, so like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I decided against it, and I didn't really think about it too much, to be honest. But
Yep. That's probably a smart choice in the end, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so me and this guy posted it on the Instagram. The asshole asked me a question thing, so I got a few, he got a few. So first one, man, what is your opinion on the conditioning of today's athletes versus the athletes of yesteryear?
I'll be honest, like, I am not impressed with anyone's conditioning. Other than the top 3 in classic physique, and other than maybe two guys on the Mr. Olympia stage in bodybuilding.
Yep.
Hadi Chupin and Patrick Moore.
Yep.
Agreed. That's actually one of the biggest issues I've run into with bodybuilding. I've started to invent the sport for it, to be honest, because it's embarrassing. Like, getting in shape is the easiest part of bodybuilding. You know, just eat less food and do cardio. Like, it's really, it's a pretty easy template of how to get, like, it's easy, man. And
you're not building an airplane here. You're just trying to lose some body fat.
You're just eating less food. Like, the amount of people I've seen complain about being hungry and, like, being tired, like, you're not fucking starving. Like, you're eating 6 meals a day still. They're just not big meals.
Yeah, and, like, there's hacks, right? Like, we've all figured shit out, right? Like, you can volumize with some vegetables and, like, man, I remember making freaking amino acid popsicles, putting them in the fridge, right?
Like, I don't know, man. I'm not impressed with the conditioning. Even after Olympia, like, wasn't impressed. It's embarrassing if I'm an amateur and I'm more and I'm in better condition than pros. Like, I shouldn't be turning pro and already be in better condition than the pro. Like,
it seems like they're just playing the size game these days, and that seems to be like across, you know, many categories, right? It's not just bodybuilding, right? And it's just you know, it's not just a size game, right? Especially in classic for yourself, it's very much shape and symmetry and proportion and flow. Like, that shit matters a ton, and I think it's been lost in the wind these last, I don't know, 5-10 years.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna sound like, you know, like one of these old guys, but, like, I think social media has a huge impact on why conditioning has changed, because, you know, 20 years ago, you couldn't get the praise from all your friends and followers, and, you know, like, so if I post a picture of my abs or whatever, legs or whatever, 2 weeks ago, and everyone's like, holy fuck, like, you're shredded. I'm like, cool, I'm shredded. But everyone thinks I'm shredded, so, like, I don't need to fucking
I don't need to push.
anymore.
Yeah.
Why would you? Like, everyone thinks I'm shredded, but like, you know, maybe I'll just lower the intensity on cardio today because I'm not feeling it today, so I'm just gonna like, I'll do 3.0 instead of 3.5 speed. Like, I'm tired today, so whereas fucking 20 years ago, like, you have no clue who's showing up.
You just keep going.
You have to, like, and you know, no one thinks you look good 20 years ago because no one sees you.
Yeah.
I think it's changed a lot, and I do actually believe social media plays a role, only because, like, you know, at the end of the day, bodybuilding is a narcissistic sport.
Yep.
It's to fill our ego at the end of the day, and if we're getting that ego fulfillment from other people before the show already happens, like, why do you need to suffer? Like, why would you?
Yeah. No, I agree wholeheartedly, man. Next one, when a client stalls, what's your approach? And this is a super broad question. I don't know, say like 2 weeks go by, nothing really changes. Like, what's kind of your approach to that?
It depends, obviously, but I would say, like, let's say they're trying to lose fat.
Yep. Yeah. Let's talk like prep specific, right? Because that's kind of our thing.
You know, it depends. Have they had a cheat meal in a few weeks? Maybe they haven't. Maybe that's all they need to sort of spike their metabolism. But that would usually be my first go-to. Like, maybe they just need a cheat meal.
Okay. And do you keep it pretty consistent across clients? What's your protocol to determining that meal?
Usually burger and fries. I find this the most
staple.
Yeah, like, you know, because you know what's in it for the most part. Like, if you do pizza, it's greasy, way too much cheese. If you do sushi, all you can eat, so you're gonna fucking eat till you know, can't breathe anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like to do sugar. I feel like sugar, there's too many variables involved with sugar.
Sure.
Usually burger and fries, I would highly recommend pretty much anybody.
Cool. Now, besides a cheat meal, would you then like adjust macros and cardio? Would that be kind of your approach?
Yeah, I would actually, if they were really stalling and they were in prep especially, I would actually probably make some really drastic changes. Depending on how much food they're eating, like, I'd probably cut their carbs by like maybe even like 20 or 30%.
Yeah. Like,
just one drastic big change for that week, and then you could probably ride that out for another 2 or 3 weeks until the body starts to adapt.
Yep.
But rather than do a gradual change, which I usually do, like, I usually like my preps like gradual, like,
yeah, just creep down.
Yeah, like, you don't need to do anything drastic. I don't like the people who do like 0 carbs at 8 weeks out or 10 weeks out or whatever. Like, it should be a gradual change.
Yeah.
But if they're really, really not responding and like you're getting into crunch time, like, I would probably make a pretty big jump on something.
Yeah, make some kind of hit for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Next one. This is actually someone that submitted for both of us. Thoughts on coaching clients while you're on prep?
I don't mind it. I had 4 people do the national pro.
Yeah, I find you just got to be really good with your time, right? Just really time efficient and like know when, you know, you're scheduling check-ins and you know, you have your computer time and then you have your cardio and your meal prep and your training. You just got to be smart with that.
Yeah, I mean, here's my logic is like the world doesn't stop.
Yep.
Your competition, so
especially if it's your business.
If you have a job, like, I know people who I've done it before. I'm not gonna talk shit, but like, I know people who will stop working. Like I stopped working a month out of my show like 3 years ago. I was a part-time dishwasher. To be fair, like, it wasn't my living, but like, the world doesn't stop. You have to keep working, and this is my job. This is my business. This is literally everything. So for me, I don't stop working because guys, like, I'm not going to coach any of you anymore because I have a show.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that I actually did was, hey, guys, I can't respond to emails.
Yeah, I was literally just going to say that. Just be transparent. Be like, hey, I'm at a show today. Between prejudging and finals, I could probably send some quick messages, but the rest of the day, we'll chat on Sunday.
That was it. Like, but the 4 people who were competing had my priority that weekend.
100%.
Met with them all probably multiple times each. In my hotel room, in the lobby, went through posing, told them what to eat. Not one of them was neglected. Not one of them didn't receive my time. I had one guy win. one men's physique.
Yep.
2 others got second, and 1 got fourth. So like I don't really have an issue with.
Yeah, doesn't take away from anything.
It shouldn't.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Where are we at here? Oh, that one. HIIT versus LISS. Pros and cons.
HIIT, probably better. If you have the food.
Yeah.
LISS is better if you don't have the food. I prefer LISS. Like personally, now because I'm bigger, it's harder to do HIIT.
Sure.
So I just, I'll be honest, pretty lazy. 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes of just walking uphill.
Sure.
At a good pace, like usually pretty fast, but like
especially now with like iPads and shit. Like,
yeah.
Remember, not remember, but like imagine like back in the day, those guys banging out like hour on the treadmill, just staring at the wall.
They didn't they didn't even do cardio then. You know what I mean? Like most of them wouldn't. But yeah, you're right. Like imagine just like I'm usually pretty good. Like I'll just shut my eyes and sort of just listen to my music, whatever.
Yep.
But if I have like good content to watch, I'll be like, all right, I'll throw it on my phone, whatever. But
yep.
I used to do HIIT a lot actually when I was smaller. It was a lot easier on my joints and stuff. But,
sure.
I prefer LISS if it's like a competition. If you're actually in prep,
yeah.
LISS. If you're in off season, I would actually 100% recommend HIIT for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Like there's things to think about for both, right? Like if you're on prep and like you said, you're low on food. Your recovery is already hindered from prep itself. Then maybe a HIIT's not the smartest decision, but off season, like if you're just trying to keep your fitness up just a little bit, then like get on the bike for like 10-15 minutes. You're gonna crush like 1,000 calories after the gym. You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. But I agree. I think HIIT is better in the off season when you have the food. Maybe to start your prep just to kickstart things, but 8 weeks out, you should probably only be doing lifts, in my opinion.
Cool. Thoughts on carb cycling, high and low days?
Depend. If you're prepping, I wouldn't recommend it because there's too much fluctuation of like, am I holding water from a high day? Am I, depleted from too low? Like, do you need a high day? Like, why do you need a high day if you're not depleted?
Yeah, makes sense.
Right. So personally, I would just keep everything the same until you need a high day, like a refeed, a cheat meal, whatever you want to call it. So maybe let's say if it was once a week, you do 6 days of whatever your carbs are, like low
like
to
6
moderate.
days at steady.
Yeah, steady, and then one high day whenever you need it. But the reason I don't really agree with carb cycling in a contest prep is because you should only be replenishing when you're depleted.
Yep. Right?
So if you're not depleted, you don't need a cheat meal, you don't need a high day, you don't need anything. You're going to get better results if you're just steady with everything.
Yeah, I agree. My idea of it is, like for me, for example, what I'll do is on rest days, I'll dip a bit.
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't. But then we said like keeping it steady. Like my high day is just back to like normal, right?
Yeah.
So it's not high. It's like normal day, low day. I guess that's probably a better way of saying it. Kind of how I approach it.
Yeah.
Because obviously on rest days, like your energy demands aren't as near, so I can use that as a little bit of a dip. But I'm not going from like 2,300 to 3,400 calories.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, because you're right. The variables will be screwy.
Yeah.
Cool. Hobbies outside of bodybuilding. That was one you had. What do you do besides this stuff?
Mainly, honestly, right now is hockey. Like, cool. I still play hockey. I play hockey right up until I compete. Toronto Pro last year, I literally played hockey 1 week out.
Cool.
National, same thing. Last year, I played it 6 days out. This year, I almost played 6 days out. And I was driving with Amber to the gym, and I'm like, hey, I have hockey tomorrow. Like, should I play? I was like, if I need to lose weight, I'll play 100%. Yeah. But I decided against it. I didn't want to take that risk this time. I was so confident in where I was going, and I just didn't want one thing to be the reason I didn't win.
That'd break your heart, eh? Dog.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I still play to this day. Soccer I used to play up until like 2 years ago. I actually tried to play this summer. I didn't get on a team, but I'll probably end up playing this summer. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I still I'm a huge Leafs fan, you can tell. Yeah, mostly just hockey and soccer. I would say are my video games. I guess I play NHL. I only play NHL though. It's the only game I play now.
There we go. IFBB Pro and pickup hockey player.
Yeah, like
Why isn't that your bio?
I used to play COD and stuff,
Yeah.
stuff, but
For sure.
yeah, I still play hockey.
Cool. Another one that you had was for someone just getting into it, wanting to build and get jacked, that doesn't know anything, which is kind of silly because we have this thing called the internet. But
yeah,
where would you send them to get some preliminary information on this whole bodybuilding thing?
So the reason I thought that was a great question because it's sort of how I started. Like we didn't have a lot of resources when I started training.
Hey, tell me if this was you. Every time you went with because how old are you?
26.
Okay, we're same age. So you go to Walmart to get groceries, and you run over to the magazines and you grab Muscle Mag or you grab Flex magazine and you're flipping through it. Was that you?
Yeah, pretty much at any Avondale. Usually they have a huge stand.
Yeah.
And you look at like Muscle Insider, Inside Fit, whatever it is, and you're just like, okay, I'll flip through this really quick, and then your mom's like, oh, let's go. We gotta go.
Yeah. You're like, just a minute, I'm reading Arnold's chest workout.
Yeah, just stupid shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, we didn't have those resources really. Like Instagram didn't exist when I started training.
Even like YouTube and stuff, right? Like I remember like literally between magazines and probably bodybuilding.com was like where I got most of my information, right? And it was just like, you're like, oh, I got to do chest today. And you'll be like, chest workouts. And it'll be like,
exercises.
Yeah, best chest exercises. Yeah. And you're like, all right, I'll do those.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, what I did when I started, I was in grade 12. I remember, like, the end of grade 12 is when I started. And I'd have these computer classes, like, I don't even remember what they're called, but
like
we just be in the computer. Yeah, like we just be in the computer lab doing like DreamWorks and fucking Photoshop, and I'd be on bodybuilding.com.
Did you ever go on T Nation?
Yeah, Nation. Even RX Muscle, like,
yep.
I'd be looking up bodybuilding.com exercises for like what to do that day.
Yeah.
I'd have like 8 exercises, and I get through like 4 of them.
Yep.
And, so like if you're just starting, you don't know anything, you don't have a coach. Like not everyone should have a coach, even to start. Like if you're just starting, you just learn to love to work out. Like I have a lot of clients, like, no offense to them, but like if they're just starting, like I don't have a gym membership. It's like, well, I can help you for sure, and you're definitely taking the right steps.
Yep.
But like you should love to work out
before
first.
Yeah.
First and foremost, and so I would say honestly, if you don't know anything and you're just starting, just go to the gym and feel everything you need to feel. Work out wrong. Do wrong things.
Yeah, you gotta figure out what you like too, right? Like, like when we first started, like I didn't know I loved bodybuilding when I first picked up a weight, right? Like,
I didn't even know what it was.
No, right? You're just like, I'm just gonna start lifting shit, and
I'm small, and I don't want to be small anymore. Like,
yeah, that's usually how it started, right? And then you kind of figure out, like, okay, do I like, bodybuilding style training? Do I like more of a powerlifting approach? Do I like circuit stuff, right? Like, you got to figure that stuff out, right? Because then, like, say someone comes to you for, like, your bodybuilding expertise, but you send them a plan and they're like, oh, but I like circuits. And you're like, okay, well, that would have been helpful.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I would say go work out every way you can think of. Do circuit workouts, do powerlifting workouts, do bodybuilding workouts. Just go into the gym and honestly just eat more food. Yeah. Like if you want to put on mass, just eat more food than what you're eating. Because I used to not eat. Like I was a really, really, really skinny kid. I was 120 pounds in grade 12 when I started. I'd eat 2 times a day. I'd have 2 pieces of toast and I'd have a bowl of cereal, and that was literally all I would eat. I'd have a can of Coke, and maybe a box of cookies. Like that was because I'd game. I would just play video games, so that's all I had to eat, right? Yeah. And I just started eating more food, like regular meals, like pasta, eggs, and whatever.
You just ate, right? Like I remember, like I have a client right now who's like, he's 19, super young, super eager, and he's just like, he's trying to find the perfect nutrition and everything, right? And I'm like, man, like, just eat everything. Like when I got into the gym, like, seriously, and I was like, okay, I want to really start, like, getting bigger seriously, like, I just ate. Like, we'd have dinner, and then, like, before bed, I'd eat what was ever left. Like, just eat.
You just ate food, man. Like, you drank whatever you needed to drink. I started drinking water. I never drank water before.
Yep.
And I just started eating, man. Like, there's really, like, you're right. Like, you just have to start. Like, a lot of people are looking for that, like, oh, like, here's the perfect plan.
No.
I'm going to eat this food, and I'm going to get huge. I'm going to eat this specific food, and I'm going to get huge. It's like, or like this specific workout program. Like, man, just go work out and go eat food. Like, that's it. That's all. That's how easy it is. Like, that's all I'm doing right now. Like, I don't track anything I eat right now.
No, 100%. Like, off season, like, obviously you'll always in your head have an idea.
Yeah,
but you're not thinking about it. Like, I didn't start weighing shit till I, like, first started prepping. Like, when I was 3-4 years between, like, 19 and 22, 23, I just loaded my plate up and finished it. I didn't know how much calories it was. I didn't know what my macros were.
No, I don't even know what my macros are right now. I just eat. If I'm hungry, I still eat. If I pretty much eat till I have a stomach ache, to be honest, and then I'll gauge my progress based on my weight. Like, I don't care about weight. Like, I'm not like, oh, I missed weight, so this is how big I am. Like, I just sort of gauge my off season. Like, did I eat enough food yesterday?
Yep.
Did my weight move? If it didn't move, I need to eat more today.
Yep.
If it dropped, I definitely didn't eat enough.
Yep.
Like, that's pretty much it. And that's really just gauging if I'm flat or full.
Yeah, and that takes time to figure that out. But, like,
of course,
for someone just starting, they don't ever have to worry about that.
No.
Like
flat or full doesn't exist.
Yeah, like, I remember a client said to me at the gym, they're like, I think I'm a little flat today. I'm like, you don't even know what that means.
You hear that all the time. I hear that all the time. And, like, people who've never, like, they're not even clients, they don't have a coach, they don't have anything, they're just, like, dudes in the gym, like, oh, I feel so flat today. I'm like, what's flat?
Yeah.
What is flat? What do you look like flat? What do you look like full? Like, you don't have enough muscle to be flat or full yet.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, yeah, my advice, man, to anybody who's just starting, please just stop looking for that perfect program. Stop looking for the perfect formula of how to look like Arnold, and just fucking train hard and eat a lot of food.
Cool. Awesome. Favorite part about competing?
Winning.
Easy answer. Body part versus full body splits.
I don't really believe in full body splits. Like, if you're doing a full body, like a full body workout, like, okay, here's the thing. If you're going to do a full body workout 5 times a week, you're not going to recover. Period.
Yeah, if your intensity's at anywhere where it should be, 100%. Like, if I'm squatting on Saturday, there ain't nothing happening for legs for 3 or 4 days, for sure. I'm not doing leg press the next day. If I can, I definitely half-ass those squats.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I saw Mountain Dog post, John Meadows, who he made a post saying, like, basically arguing how people say you should train a body part twice a week, or you should train a body part only once a week, and one yields better results than the other. But then he went on to say, like, the best results are yielded from when you recover, right? So, like, if your arms are recovered, you can train arms again 2 days later if they're recovered in 2 days.
Yep.
But if they're not recovered for 5 days and you train them before that, like, you're only going to do more damage than you are.
Yep.
Or you're not going to get any benefit from it. So, I personally believe in a bro split. The 5 muscle groups a week. You do your arms, chest, back, shoulders, and legs. Rotate that split depending on how many rest days you have.
Sure.
Like, I don't really take rest days, to be honest. I think I maybe had 2 in prep altogether, only because I was at a show all day, like, from start to finish. Like, I stayed the night, and I was there the whole day, and sort of mentally was like, okay, I'm going to take a rest day.
Yep.
But I didn't even eat those days. I literally didn't even eat food, like, either one of those days. So
not ideal, but whatevs.
Yeah, no, I believe in the bro split. I believe that you should only train once or twice a week per muscle group, and make sure that it's recovered before you do anything else.
Yeah, and for people listening, this is in context of bodybuilding. If you're like a general population, or like you're, Sally who just wants to lose 20 pounds, then yeah, like full body 3-4 times a week, by all means, because you're not going to kill yourself, right? But yeah, if your goals are bodybuilding specific, like you need to account for recovery, like 100%.
Yeah, if your goal is to even just improve your aesthetic, like you need to, at the end of the day, like if you're training, you need to recover. So yeah, you're right. Like the mother or the father who can only get into the gym 3-4 days a week.
Yep.
Maybe do like 2 lower days,
yeah,
2 upper days.
Upper lower. Yep.
But even at a full body workout, I don't know. That should take you like 3 hours. I don't know. Like,
yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like if you're approaching it from the mindset of like, I'm gonna be intense with it and I'm gonna go all out, like, yeah, you're gonna be wrecked. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like when you train, you don't train one body part and just go through the motions, right? So if you approached a full body split like that and just wrecked your entire body every day, then like you're gonna get, by the end of the week, you're gonna be fucked.
Well, that's why they probably don't go back. They're like, I'm fucking sore, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sore head to toe and I'm done. Yeah. I think one more. Are you maxed with clients right now from a business perspective comfortably? Are you looking for more, seeking more? And what is your favorite kind of demographic to work with?
I wouldn't say I'm maxed out. I'm pretty comfortable with the workload. The workload getting heavier for sure. It actually got fucking crazy as soon as I finished that show.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily seeking more clients. I wouldn't say I definitely wouldn't turn good work away.
Yeah.
There's some people I do have to turn away. It's just, you're not a good fit.
What determines that for you? What determines that?
There's some people who are like, I don't have time to go to the gym. And they're just people who I don't know, they just want to like pay a coach to like solve all their problems, and they don't have a gym membership, so they're like, I just want to do home workouts, and I don't want to, not eat a lot of food, and I have a lot of work functions, I have a lot of, it's like, listen, like, I respect the fact that you want to make the change, but like, I'm not going to be able to do much for you, and I don't take pride in shitty results.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not changing, like, I don't take pride in that. Like, I don't feel good about taking your money. Like, sure, it's easy money.
Yeah.
They don't really care that much about changing. Like, they just sort of want to pay you to give them some structure.
Totally.
But I don't feel good about it. Like, I don't wake up like excited for their check-in.
Yeah.
So like, I don't really want to take their money. I'd rather just work better with the clients I do have, then I can get better results, and I'll get more work that way, right? Like,
totally.
But demographic, I don't really have a favorite demographic. I work with men and women of all ages, of all backgrounds, of all whatever, like bikini to like, I don't like 40-year-old men, like
sure,
like I have clients of all, like, every single demographic. Honestly, I wouldn't really say I favor one over the other, because I've gotten results out of all of them that I take pride in.
Totally. That's cool.
But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm seeking anything, but I definitely wouldn't turn work away. Like, I want more work regardless. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, when you love it, right? It's easy.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Awesome, dude. I really appreciate you coming on and getting this done. I think it gives people a little good insight as to who you are versus just the IFBB Pro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me. I know it's kind of last minute, but if you ever want to do this again, let me know.
No, man. I'd love to.
I'm writing books, so I don't really care. I'm not gonna hide anything. So.
And where are you from?
So I'm from St. Catherine, which is like right by Niagara Falls, in the Niagara region. I live in Welland now, though.
Okay.
Because I lived with my parents in St. Catherine, and I moved out, so I'm in Welland. I'm still in the Niagara region, so it's all within like 15 minutes of each other.
Sweet. I plan to be in Niagara for the Stephanie Classic, so I'd love to get a lift in.
Yeah, man, I'll be at that show actually. So just let me know whenever you're here and figure it out.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Well, this guy's Instagram and everything will be linked in the description below, so give him a follow and keep an eye on that Toronto Pro prep. When do we start?
Fuck, I don't know, man.
Sometime.
Honestly, my longest prep ever has been 11 and a half weeks. So
holy shit.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe, that was this past show. That was 11 and a half.
Wow.
So maybe, I don't know, I'll figure it out. 14 weeks out, maybe I'll start. Whatever that is.
Just casually. Might start eating some broccoli. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I haven't had a vegetable since my prep, but I'll
it's
figure
so
it out.
funny, eh? Like, by the end of prep, you're just so over. Like, right now, man, like, I'm on prep now, and I can't stand peanut butter.
Really?
I'm so over peanut butter. Like, whole off season, like, I couldn't even smell it.
Yeah, you know what, though? I'm like, chicken, I will probably vomit if I eat chicken right now.
Yeah, like, you get
Like, no chicken since my show, no fish. Obviously, I don't really like fish anyway, but I eat like shit, man. Like, I eat just dirty food. And then prep, I'll only eat clean food. And then again, yeah, like 10, 12 weeks of eating the same thing, you're like, yeah, I only want to look at a fucking sweet potato.
Yeah, oh. What a wild thing we do, eh?
Yeah, I know.
All right, man. Well, thanks again. I appreciate this. And yeah, we'll definitely do this again soon.
All right, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
All right, you too.